Coach, I would say outside of our man-child running back, Jordan, who had an incredible game the other night, I think it'd be safe to say that I think our second best weapon that night was Jason Ussing. That kid is a weapon. Mm-hmm. It doesn't seem like he ever gets off a bad punt. He always pins him back, and not to mention a 51-yarder that didn't count. But I mean, what's your thought on what a weapon he is and how much? I mean, and not to mention we're deep in kicking, but he's just something else.
Yeah, no,
he's consistently every week.
He's been phenomenal. And you talk about the punt. We talked about that earlier, but when you can consistently put a team inside the 20, when you can flip a field, and get it off, we have not had any miscues in there, and that's just huge.
Yeah, I've noticed too that we give him time to run out more rugby style, but sometimes that rugby style kick is tough for guys to get off, but that kid just bombs it.
And that's what's pretty cool too, is like we can do both, and we thankfully we haven't had to punt too much lately, and we've been wanting to go a little more of what we call our base punt, but the rugby punt, what makes the rugby punt so nice is I like the protection of it, but the coverage of it is even better, because the longer he can hold that ball, the longer those guys have to get downfield.
And he seems to know, right, just the perfect time to actually get rid of that kick. But what's impressive is he gets it off and bombs it every time.
Gets it off and bombs it, and then we've been working on it. But sometimes it looks like a mishit, but we're doing it on purpose when we're trying to actually not kick it far. Like if we're trying to pin them, say we're past the 50, that one where he just kind of line drives it and lets it bounce and roll. Like that's as good as you can do to try to down one inside the 20. But yeah, it was good to see him to bang that deep one. We do a lot of things, because Christian's a great kicker as well, and we make those guys compete with the boys having to sprint on the other side if they miss. So we put them under the pressure to make 45-yarders in practice and 50-yarders in practice. Hate that we false started there and took that away from him, but hey, he made it. And dang it, I know 56 was just a hair out of his range, but I just had a feeling, man. I wouldn't have been able to sleep at night if I didn't give him another shot at it.
That's nice to have that weapon, and to know that you've got that as far as whenever you need it. One thing that's been, from a fan standpoint, is just watching the rolls. Like, I don't understand how every time he seems to kick the ball, we get a great roll out of it. I mean, I don't know if that's luck or what, but that ball comes down perfectly, and we get 10, 11, 15-yard rolls, seems like all the time.
It's again, just truly blessed to be surrounded with the coaching staff that Coach Sly and Principal Jones have allowed me to assimilate or put together. Simple. But Phil Broom came to me, and I felt like the biggest moron, because I'm like, there's the soccer coach who had to come to the football coach to ask if he could work with kickers, and I needed somebody to work with kickers, and what is my problem? And he came and volunteered for the first year, and then of course he's been a part of the staff ever since, and he is building a pipeline.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've seen
I
JV
know you
kickers.
watched the JV game.
Yeah, that's nuts.
I mean,
it's nuts.
Mota's going to give all of them a run. So, it's exciting watching what he does. And you talk about that role, like they work on that. There's an art to that. And we asked them to do a lot with the way that, hey, we're going to rugby style here. We're gonna do a base punt there. Oh, I want you now to work on sky kicks and onside kicks, and putting it. We zone, we grid the field like a phone, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah.
So 1 is deep left, 3, 7 and 9 would be onside kicks. And they got to work those grids so that we can just call a number out and they hit it to a spot.
That's incredible. So if all the scouts that are watching this video to try and get insight on the Milton, we got a lot of quality kids playing for the Eagles, but do not sleep on these punters because it's fun to watch. They are a factor for us.